anytime we're reading a book or watching a TV show or a movie or a video, we want to know how the story ends, and we lean into that. I used to get so frustrated with my mother when I was really young because we'd be watching a TV show and she'd say, "Oh, this is going to happen." I say, "Mom, have you seen this episode?" She'd say, "No, I just can tell." I said, "How can you tell? They can go anywhere here. You didn't write this." And the truth is, as I've gotten older, it's true. Most plots are so predictable, especially like Hallmark movies and stuff, or sports movies. You can always tell that the underdog's going to win in the end. It's such a predictable plot. Boy meets girl, the whole thing, and whatever. So I really like shows where you can't tell where it's gonna go. I just absolutely love that. The best example of that, of course, is the old Twilight Zone series from the 60s. It's black and white, half an hour. My wife and I like to watch this show, and we have a competition to see who's going to figure out first where it's going to go. And if there's ever been a plot that's hard to figure out, it's the Twilight Zone because there's just so much. The way they hide the ending is just fascinating. Paul Harvey on his old radio show used to do the same thing with the rest of the story. And you never knew where it was going. And it was always a surprise at the end. And I just want to say something about how creation's destiny is going to end, how the narrative ends, how your life ends, how my life ends as believers. And I want to say something kind of shocking, but it doesn't matter what your end times view is. You can be pre-trib, post-trib, pan-trib, no-trib, whatever. No matter what your end times view, and you're entitled to your end times view, we don't end up in heaven forever. Now, I know that sounds shocking, but we don't end up in heaven forever. And you might say, what? Every time I go to a funeral, people say, well, now he's in heaven forever. Now she's with the Lord forever. Okay, let me explain what the Bible says. Revelation 21 very clearly says, and this is the end of the story. The great thing about the Bible is it's not just facts, it's narrative. You've got the beginning, literally, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the middle, where we are, along with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Jesus, everyone else, we're all sort of in the middle. And there's the end. And the book of Revelation in chapter 21 perfectly visually describes the end. And we don't end up in heaven. We end up on a renewed earth with the new Jerusalem coming down out of heaven. You've heard all those jokes when so and so goes to be with the pearly gates and meets Saint Peter, or in Dutch, Abramzien sees Abraham. We go up to the pearly gates, but the truth is, the only place the pearly gates show up in the Bible is Revelation 21, and it's the New Jerusalem coming down to us. We don't go up to it; it comes down. What does the Lord say in the Lord's Prayer? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And his goal is to transform earth so it's like heaven. Will there be a lot of tribulation between here and there? Absolutely. Is it going to be an easy ride? No. It's going to be challenging for your life, my life, for the life of the whole human race. It's going to be challenging. But we're going to have a good ending, and that ending is here on earth as it is in heaven. Earth will be made like heaven. Now, well, what do you mean? I heard people say you go to heaven when you die. Well, what's heaven? Heaven, Shemayim, the shimmering water, Shemayim. It's a symbol for that spiritual power that's behind the physical world. Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is within you, and it's all around us. Heaven is here right now. Heaven is around you and around me, around everything, and is literally bringing everything into being. The Bible teaches that the physical world is very real, but it's brought into existence by the spiritual realm, and the source of the spiritual realm is Abba, or Father, or God. And this Creator God is a spiritual being who uses spiritual force or kingdom or rule to bring forth the physical universe. And when our physical bodies give up, we go to be a part of that realm. We go to be a part of the spiritual realm when we leave the physical realm. but our bodies decay, turn into dust, that kind of stuff. And you may say, well, that'll never be fixed. That can't be fixed. I remember in fifth grade when someone said, my bike can't be fixed. It's too broken. You might say, we can never bring a body out of that. But the truth is, God is great at bringing wonderful things out of dust, bringing joy for ashes. And that's what's going to happen. Our spiritual identity is going to reinfuse the dust, and we're going to be brought back to life in physical bodies, because that's what happened to Jesus. Jesus didn't leave his body behind and go off to heaven. Jesus' body went with him because the grave was empty. The grave was empty, folks, and he had a physical body, ate fish, walked around, did all kinds of things in a glorified body like you and I are going to have. And death is going to get each of us if the Lord doesn't return quickly. Death is going to get each of us. And whatever's left behind will be reanimated and brought forth. We believe in the resurrection of the body, not the spirit going off to be in heaven. The spirit, our soul, our being, our identity goes to be with the Lord for the time in between. But we don't look forward to heaven. We look forward to living in renewed, glorified bodies on a renewed earth. Revelation 21, watching the New Jerusalem come down on earth as it is in heaven. God will get his way with creation. The earth is not disposable. The earth is transformable. Will there be great tribulation and trouble between here and there? Absolutely. It's going to be tough. Yes, it is. But God will get his way with creation. And that is the good news of the resurrection of Jesus, that everything that is broken will be fixed, everything that's missing will be put in place, and we get to be a part of it. So that's the good news. So next time you hear somebody say, I'm going to go to be in heaven forever, I'm hoping heaven is a rather short transition, because I am looking forward to a fantastic life on a renewed earth where everything is as it should be, where I'm put to work by the source of everything, the Father, and I'm with you and you're with me, and we are going on forever and ever with the Lord in our glorified bodies, not disembodied in heaven, in our glorified bodies on renewed earth. That's what the Bible says about how the story ends. That's my story too, and I'm sticking to it. That's the good news for today. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.